What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. And we have an amazing Avengers level star-studded panel, as we always do. We have Mr. Kiko Collects. We have Natalie G. Natalie G with that beautiful collection. Natalie, I don't think I've ever seen more positive comments about someone's collection than yours. Anytime we have a live stream, the comments are always like just going crazy, saying Natalie's collection is so clean, it's so simplified, one figure per cube. And of course, you're also, you and Kiko are kind of showing me up as far as handiness is concerned, because Kiko he wallpapered his damn house. And then Natalie, you did all the electrical wiring on your display. I had to get help to build my module cases. So I'm kind of failing a little bit, but I'm happy to see you.
I'll tell you, my electrical wiring skills have just expanded outside of the display. We're starting to change I call them the boob lights, little domes.
Oh, yeah, on top. Yeah. Those are the best kind of lights. Yeah.
And we had our bathroom. So we replaced pretty much all the lighting, and we had our bathroom, 2 vanity lights that went out. And we buckled up, rolled our sleeves up, put on a couple YouTube videos, and we've been changing electrical wiring and lighting around this house. I'm like, hey, look, I'm a hot toy collector. I could do this.
That's pretty remarkable. Kiko, didn't you do that in your bathroom? Didn't you wire up stuff?
Yeah, when you finally break the door down of being able to do more than just turn the water on in your house, it really opens up a lot of opportunities. I mean, you're like, wow, I don't like this room anymore. Boob lights gone, because I have a boob light in here that I do want to replace, with something else. But yeah, when I redid both my bathrooms, naturally you have to swap the lights out because they have those standard little sconces that are really, really ugly. And Amy's like, we need to improve this. And so, yeah, it's amazing what you can find on the old YouTube, which is obviously where we're at right now. But don't click away from this video just yet. But afterwards, if you have some home remedies that you're trying to figure out, like, how do I make my home better? Then you're just, and it's always like the worst quality video, by the way. It's like the super dark, dim lit guy,
potato,
showing you how to do it, but it works. And it's usually got 38 million views, and it's just some random dude like, here we got the light, and there's the wire. Make sure not to touch this. Make sure everything's off. Go ahead and clip this here, and that's about it. If you have any other questions, make sure you like and subscribe. That's about it.
Oh, so you saw the same video I saw?
Then. Yeah, that's every video. That's every video. Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like I said, I'm not very handy at all. I'm working on it. I feel like, the problem is, as a guy, your masculinity gets called into question when you're not handy, and the woman's looking at you. You're like,
I had to do it. Is that right. Amy said, do you need me to call somebody else? I said, absolutely not. She's like, well, I can either have Daddy do it or I can have Gabe do it. I was like, not necessary. I'm here. We'll figure that out.
I got this under control.
It's okay, if a parent stepped in, but for some people, for me, it's not okay, because I am not saying I'm her guardian or anything like that, but I took on the role of being the man in her life. So I'm not going to give that back up. So I had to step up and said, okay, I got to do this.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable stuff there. You've both evolved over time, and I'm proud of you both.
I started off as a Charmander.
Yeah. You ended up a Charmeleon
or Charizard at this point.
She's a Charmeleon.
I'm a Charmeleon.
She's a Charmeleon.
Yeah. Just
Charizard is you got it.
Once I can get my my Christmas lights to twinkle based on a song, Charizard, 100% full evolution, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you'll get there though. You'll get there. Fixing boob lights is
progress. We've made progress. Will, what have you done? Have you made some progress?
Nothing. I will say one thing I have done. I've been on a French fry kick lately. I've been eating some French fries.
Also, don't forget. He's upgraded to winter sleeveless. That is an evolution. Look at that winter sleeveless.
Look at that,
he's
dude.
Still sleeveless, but winter style.
Natalie asked me. Yeah, she was like, "Did you chop off the sleeves of that?" I said, "No, it came this way. I got it. I got it from Dick's Sporting Goods. Actually, I think it's an Under Armour hoodie, or maybe I don't know. It's from Dick's though.
So leave it to Will to find a hoodie.
It was like $50, or something, which is crazy considering it has no sleeves. It kind of defeats the purpose of having a hoodie in the first place. I gotta ask you guys though.
Off.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, right now, maybe, but I will say, Natalie, I gotta ask you the question.
It's 50% of a hoodie.
That's a good point, actually. I gotta ask you the question though. Best fries, fast food. I need you both to weigh in on this one. Natalie, what are the best French fries? I'm on a French fry kick. I'm a little bit of a French fry.
I've got the definitive answer. My answer is the only right answer. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong.
Okay. Chat's got to weigh in. Weigh in, chat. Checkers? I don't think I've had those.
course you haven't. It has spices on it. It's Checkers fries. Tell me no lies.
Okay. Kiko, do you concur with Checkers?
I would say yes, but in my neck of the woods, it's not called Checkers. It's called Rally.
Raceway.
It's the same. They're all the same
Or
thing.
is it Rally?
Yes,
Wait, Raceway? I've
Rally,
never heard of that.
So
Raceway's a gas station.
Oh, Raceway's the gas station. You're right.
Raceway.
So, no, when I lived in
It
Port
sounds like
Charlotte, Florida, they had Racetrack and Raceway, and then they had Rally and Checkers. The naming convention is a little bit different the more south you go.
But I will concur that it's the same company, it's the same batch, it's just a different, depending on the region. It's yes.
Yep. Nice.
What? Yeah, someone keeps ringing my doorbell, my front door. So I don't know what's going on out there.
Are you home alone?
Yes, I am actually. Yeah,
okay.
I have a Ring doorbell though, so I think if anything, I should be okay. But yeah, what I would say for me, it's got to be Burger King. It's got to be Burger King.
No,
those are pretty good.
It's a top 5, but like I wouldn't go that far.
I'll discuss this for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna get this door. Hold on 1 sec.
Yeah, no, Burger King is great. Don't get me wrong. If I had to pick between Burger King and like Wendy's, I'm going Burger King. But like, yeah, Rally, Checkers.
Are we basic bitches if I said like McDonald's is a top 2 fry?
No, McDonald's is a top 2 fry.
Okay,
100%.
I was going to say like it's because not everyone has access to Rallies and Checkers. Like I get that, and I think Arby's is really close to like trying like what Rally's, Checkers, fries is, but they don't come close. But
so I will say that the chat is going a little bit crazy right now with the Five Guys fries.
And I'm back.
No, absolutely
I will
not.
say Five Guys fries are for a certain palate because obviously
just a bag of grease.
So if you look up Five Guys, burgers and fries, right? It is the top 5 most caloric food of all fast foods. It is that, Cheesecake Factory, and then there's a couple more. So one burger, one set of fries is like 3,000 calories. Your entire day's worth of calories.
But at least get a Diet Coke and even it out.
Right. You got to get the Diet Coke. It offsets the calories. But it also has an entire like half a bottle of salt in those fries. So sure, they taste good, but you're literally eating like a half a bottle of salt when you do it. So I'm not saying that any French fries are good for you, but there's definitely ones that are worse for you. So that's why Five Guys is not on my top 5.
Five Guys is one of the most overrated like joints ever, just because I just cannot get behind the prices honestly on it.
It is a little bit expensive.
Good. It's not that good. They give it all in that big brown bag, and it just is sopping with grease. You're like, that
is a good point. We got a good comment. There's a lot of good comments, but Smoke Too Much. Arby's curly fries. That is a contender. Those are pretty reputable.
All right, I've never been to Arby's.
Get the curly.
You're not missing a damn thing.
And not because I don't have one on every corner, but because I hate roast beef. And when I was younger, that's all they served was roast beef. Now they have other things, but when I was younger,
you know that's why it's called Arby's?
Is it?
Oh my God.
Arby's.
Oh. Well, they have the chicken bacon Swiss. That's a good sandwich. That's a good
one. Hold on, Will. We need to acknowledge my mind has been blown.
Okay, yeah.
I have no idea how to process this.
I was in the same boat when I found out about it.
Yeah. Wow. What Key was saying is there's no queue for Arby's. Like you don't have to. I mean, no one's really lining up to go there.
I mean, a lot of people
there's no one ever
Arby's.
there, but they keep building and they're always like renovating. I was like, why are you doing this for somebody? They're the J&D of fast food.
I will say kind of dark horse fries. Wendy's pretty good.
Lord.
Wendy's has
no.
You don't like Wendy's?
I love Wendy's chicken wraps.
That's pretty good. Chick-fil-A
throw
fries.
one. I was gonna. Okay, that kind of opened up the gate there. I'm going to throw one last curve.
Okay.
If you're out to eat, are you taking fries? I'm gonna rephrase that. Are you getting normal fries or sweet potato fries?
Oh, dude, normal fries.
Sweet potato.
Oh
no!
I'm
kicking you.
I literally said it before Kiko even said
Out.
anything. I saw Conquer Knight. He said sweet potato fries. I said, "Oh, you win." Like,
normal. Yeah. We got to run a poll on this. We got to run a poll.
If you get a sweet potato waffle fry, it's one of the best things on the planet.
On earth.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you can have it as a treat or a savory. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Speaking of guys, what one of the best things on the planet is the Hot Toys Winter Soldier 2.0, the Artisan version. And not everyone got it, which we're going to talk about. I want to separate that because that's going to come up next on the topic docket. But I want to start with just the figure itself. And then we're going to talk about the experience of trying to buy the figure, which I think many of us are going to have many thoughts on. But again, we do finally have an announcement for the 2.0 Winter Soldier. It is Artisan only. There is no sculpted hair version. And unfortunately, again, not everyone was able to acquire this one. 3,000 units worldwide, 2,000 special edition with the shield, 1,000 without the shield. Yes, that's the whole thing we're going to discuss in the next segment. But before then, Kiko, is this Winter Soldier, just looking at it as a figure without the Q system involved yet, is this the figure that we dreamed of? Is this the Winter Soldier 2.0 that we always wanted? Or is it Lord Farquaad? Let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you think?
I've said I think it is exceptional from the neck down. It's everything that we complained about that we wanted. Will, you talked about the moving arms, or swap out arms rather. That was a big deal for why you didn't like Gore. One of the coolest things about Thanos feature was the power pose arm. They give you that. They give you a straight arm if you want that one, and then a articulated arm. That's awesome. You get a magnetic base. That's awesome. You get the leather bodysuit that was the biggest issue when it came back to the original, that it peels, it's falling apart, help me. Everyone wanted that. And then you go from the neck up. And I do have some questions and concerns. Now, if you're going to do an Artisan, like, this makes sense. When it was first teased, as I said, back on December the 10th, I remember that. When it was first teased, they're like, ooh, it looks like it's got some scraggly hair. Like, he's a dirty war soldier that, has been through some stuff. He's not quaffing. And I'm sensing a lot of quaff in that photo that's right there that you can see. I said in my video this morning, it reminds me of like when you go to a cosplay contest and someone's got a wig on, that looks like what he's wearing. It's sit too far back on his head. I don't know. Because with how great some of the sculpted hair pieces have been, like, say what you want about Human Torch, like the face, the hair sculpt is fantastic. And we're seeing like the technologies going back, getting improved with sculpting hair. And to not give us a sculpted option, I think, is a huge disservice, because this looks odd. He looks better with the mask on, personally, I think. But the other big issue, Will, and I'm not just going to beat a dead horse here, is where's the eye black? That was the coolest look that came on the original, and that's the one that I currently have on. But body proportions from the neck down, I think, look great. I think they're going to refine it. I think we're going to continue to get it better in hand, because I saw someone say, when we originally got the Artisan Joker debuted, a lot of people said, oh, the InArt price is going to skyrocket. This is a fail. Remember that? We were on this show.
I was one of them.
We said it's going to be a massive fail.
Yep.
And it's arguably possibly one of the best 6-scale figures ever. So we'll see. We've only had 1.5 Artisan figures ever released. And I consider Imposter Joker to be the same thing. It's very, very similar. And then half a Jack Sparrow, which, like I said, from the neck down is pretty much all the same. And we can fight about that later on. But only 1.5 Artisan releases, a lot of reveals. Let's see what happens. When is this one slated to actually? It's got to be 2027.
I think mid 2026 is the. Oof. Yeah, so January to June of 2026. So it could be, they're saying as soon as January, which is pretty crazy. That's a year. So
that's what I said, is that doesn't make any sense. Like, why is the production value or the production runs getting shorter, but they're not releasing anything? The estimates keep getting shorter, but they're not putting anything out. So that's a concern for me.
Right. I get that. And to me, Kiko, I think for most of us, again, the mask look is what I'm going for. I will say with the eyeshadow stuff, with the eye makeup, whatever it's called, I mean, that was one specific scene in the film. So it was like just the one scene from the rooftop, from my recollection. I don't recall him having it on at other points in the film. I don't think he had the eye makeup on besides the rooftop scene. But again, they're including the shield, which, that's pretty cool when he catches the shield. I mean, you could easily recreate that pose. I think that would be a really cool one. But Kiko, look, we'll talk about the Q system. I'm very heartbroken that I didn't get it. I did have some people reach out to me, so I'm going to buy one from a really nice collector. But I love how this looks. I think it could be a little bit better. Sure. I think the head does look a little overscaled. I'm willing to cede that territory. I'm willing to say that is something that can be resolved. I love the interchangeable arm things, Kiko. I might as well just have died happy, man. It's almost like they did that for me, because I've been saying that for how many years now? I've been saying that should be something for all these figures that have any exposed joint like that. You have an articulated arm if you want to pose it, and you have non-articulated arms for people like me that want more realism. Love it. I love this figure, dude. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Again, I had the original 1.0. I saw a comment about comparing the 1.0 to 2.0. Maybe I can find an old pic, but I mean, all you have to really know, this one is far superior. Kiko, I would disagree with you in the head sculpt. I had the 1.0 for several years. I think this one is a vastly superior head sculpt personally, but I know you differ on that one. I had both of that, you know, the eyeshadow version and the regular version. Still, I think this is incredible. I really love it. The proportions, yes, they could be a little bit improved, as could the head sculpt, but I'm still very happy with it. And I really, really, you know, Kiko, how much I love this film and this version of Winter Soldier. I want this figure so bad. I need this.
I'm just happy it's a film you've seen, Will. That's exciting.
Dude, you know, if it's a Marvel, I've pretty much seen it. Besides some of the recent stuff, like I haven't seen Agatha. I haven't seen.
Oh my God, Will! If you don't watch Agatha, we're not going to.
Agatha was a surprise banger.
Miss Marvel, I didn't watch either. Is that good?
I don't care about Miss Marvel. That
Okay.
one, take it or leave it. I thought it was good, but Agatha is one of the greatest productions they've done since Endgame.
Oh,
and
dude,
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It was a surprisingly unique output. Like their production of that, I didn't expect anything. I expected trash, and I got this like mini masterpiece. Just please watch it.
I heard it's pretty good. I will say,
so
but again,
good.
look, like even this pose, right? I think sometimes again, when you get these figures in hand, all of us are so hyper analytical of the photos, the tease photos, the blogger photos, whatever they may be. But this pose, he looks incredible. Like it looks so good, and it's so simple. I just love the mask look. Is how he's always going to be for me. He's always going to have the mask on in my display. That's just, I love that look. That's what's cool to me. But Kiko, I need that shield. I need that shield. I want that in my display. I kind of want to put it on him. I kind of want to have him holding it. But Natalie, I need you to weigh in. Just the figure itself. Is it everything we ever dreamed of, or is there a lot of room for improvement? Because, you know, again, Justin had posted they removed it from Secret Base. Maybe Hot Toys was improving it. There was speculation in that regard. We don't know. They put it at another store, which I showed a picture of, right? They showed it at another store with the Captain America. Yeah, I think it's one of those where I think they are going to refine it, because I think Hot Toys is getting better about responding to community feedback. But Natalie, I'm sorry I went on. What do you think about this figure?
Well, first thing, just to answer some of these things, I did not say it's on the same level as Endgame. So pause, rewind, rewatch, then respond. Thank you. Next. This Artisan Winter Soldier 2.0 is what I would call a 2.0 done very right. They improved every piece of the figure. If you're going to make a 2.0, you have to improve it in every way. You can't just improve the head sculpt, but give the same body. You can't just improve the body, but give the same head sculpt. Looking at you, Captain America, for like 5 releases, it was the same head sculpt over and over and over. So it was never really a 2.0, it was just a different suit. My one gripe was that there was no sculpted version. Like, if you're going to offer this, just like outside of Anakin, this hasn't happened before. Well, I mean, Black Widow didn't have
Yeah, Black
sculpted,
Widow,
but
Iron Spider did.
Iron Spider did. Did Harley Quinn?
No.
But
No
that wasn't a
sculpted.
2.0, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that was a brand new figure.
So outside of Black Widow, which kind of was a 2.0, or
there doesn't seem to be any rhyme, maybe longer hair characters, but Wanda got one. Wanda got a sculpted one. So I was like, there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason between sculpted or not, you know?
So, I mean, outside of Anakin, this is the only one that's like, you either get it or you don't get it. And if you don't get it, there's no pre-order. There's no like, hey, you've got an unlimited amount of time to get one other kind of version. I think I have a theory about that. You know, my theory is a little bit like conspiracy theory. I always use this same conspiracy theory, but I think I've got a little bit of I'm catching on here. So we know that all of their post Infinity War figures, post and Infinity War to post Endgame, even the first couple of seasons of their shows, tanked, right? Not because they weren't good, but because they mass produced them. And I think they're still trying to figure out what to do with all the excess inventory. I think Sideshow has reached out to them and said, hey, what are we going to do with all this? They're looking for ways to drop this inventory back over. I really do believe that they've come up with some sort of a deal. Like, you take some of this inventory back, you reuse it, you issue 2.0s, pull the pieces you can use. And that's why they did such an odd number of a release. This is a humongous character. People love the Winter Soldier. If you put one up this version of the Captain America Winter Soldier, if you put this version up, the 1.0 on any, buy, sell, trade, it's gone instantly. It doesn't stay on there. So they knew it was going to be popular. Why only put 2,000 and 1,000? I think they have an immense number of shields from Captain America that are left over, an immense number of Winter Soldier bodies that are left over, and they're just making do with what they can. They're just replacing the head sculpts. And so that's why I think they picked this number. Otherwise, they could have went higher with this. Anyway, that's my conspiracy theory. So I love that we finally have a rolling eye system with him. That's going to be everyone's favorite part of this. I'm not very good with rolling eyes. I don't know about you guys, but my rolling eyes tend to come out really drunk. So
it takes some work.
I'm working on it. I got my Captain Jack Sparrow over there. Shout out to Anthony R, my buddy, my new best friend who hooked me up. But man, I decided I wasn't going to mess with it because Harry Potter, my poor little boy, my poor guy, he was drunk for like a good month and a half because I couldn't quite figure it out. And then
drinking.
In Natalie's house, yeah.
It's wizard's potion, apparently, I guess. So, finally, I got him to look good. And now I actually got my Harry Potters right here because I got my Ron and I'm trying to do a little diorama. So I got them both here. So he looks good now. I decided I wasn't going to mess with the rolling eye system. They come perfect. So ironically, even though I have the ability to change the eyes, I am almost choosing not to until I can figure it out. I'm going to do it with one figure, get used to it, and then do it. But is it everything you dreamed of? I say 100%. You got genuine leather to top off everything that we didn't have before. I feel like this is what everyone's been claiming for with the extra arm, right? Since Thanos, people have been saying, why don't you just give us an extra arm or an extra, preset arm? I'm really excited for you. I know you've been looking for this for a long time. So I am disappointed, even though I didn't get it, right? And I'm fine with that. Honestly, it is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of the character anyway. So if I got it, great. If not, but one thing I will say is, how do you not provide a separate faceplate for the black makeup?
Yeah.
And I get it. It's just the one scene. And people are going to argue with me like, oh, well, it wasn't even part of the movie. And that was just the one scene. But so was the shield. And it was the same scene. So if you're going to throw the shield in, throw the face in. Like, how can I pose him with that shield if I don't have that face makeup at the same time? So now I'm making him out of character by holding the shield without the makeup.
Yeah.
Also, if I don't want to block this beautiful sculpt, either I put the mask on or I could take the mask off and I can still have him in character with the eye makeup. So I would have loved to see that. I think that is the one thing that sets this apart from being like a perfect 2.0. It's missing that makeup. So I'm looking forward to the people who do customs because that's what's going to really.
I will say the one thing, Natalie, I do want to chime in here. Like, he did have the shield when they're fighting in the street without the eye makeup. So that is something too, where you could use it for that interaction too. The fight where, he pulls out the knife and they're fighting, which is one of the best fight scenes in the entire MCU. That fight scene in the street between Cap and Bucky is incredible. And he does hold the shield briefly without the eye makeup. The eye makeup, but he catches the shield with the eye makeup, which is a pretty exciting scene.
That's true. I feel like the no eye makeup is Bucky Barnes, and I feel like the eye makeup is Winter Soldier. And that's why for me, if you're going to name him Winter Soldier, he needed to have the eye makeup option. If you're going to name him Bucky Barnes, then never put the eye makeup. That's not Bucky. Right. Once he realizes who he is, he never wears that again. So this is the Winter Soldier. Where's his eye makeup?
I will say though,
you have to put the mask on him.
If you put the goggles on, I think you're a bit crazy because I think
goggles are great.
Well, because the goggles are cool, but it's kind of like why buy an Artisan at that point? Why even have the figure? Because it's covering up the entire.
Why put the mask? Why put the mask?
Well, you can still see his eyes.
Okay, but to you, you're justifying one or two things. One person might say, put the whole thing on him. He's fully in character. It's like Iron Man. Why put Iron Man's head sculpt on? How do you know it's Tony Stark? It's fucking Tony Stark. It's Iron Man. What are you talking about? So, like one man, don't put it on. Another person do. I think it looks good with the goggles, to be honest.
Yeah, I like it like this. This is the perfect look to me. Kiko, are you going to go mask on or mask off?
Mask off. Mask off.
Really? You're going mask off? Okay.
I think so, because you're paying too much for a likeness to cover it up.
Yeah.
And at worst, I got another head sculpt with the mask on already. And to be fair, if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't wear the eye makeup without the mask. It's always the mask and the eye makeup. Which is a inaccuracy to the actual original Hot Toys, because I'm pretty sure he only wears it with the mask and the eye makeup. You never see him with the mask off and the eye makeup ever.
Yeah, I don't think you see him with the mask off with the eye makeup on. Yeah, I don't think so.
So how can you have him with the mask on but no eye makeup?
Because he does that most of the film. Yeah, he does that. Yeah, most of the film he does have the mask on. He doesn't have eye makeup, but he does. But Kiko, but the reverse is also true. Like he never has the eye makeup without the mask on. Yeah, I don't know if that sounds confusing, but yeah, because I looked it up and I did go back and watch the scenes, and I think that's so. Because I was trying to remember how often he wore the makeup, because I was like, how big a deal is it really? And it was really like the one scene, but that is an iconic scene, no doubt about it. It's his introduction. So yeah, it's a big deal. But let's address, we had a super chat real quick and then we'll move on to our next topic here. I think it was Michael who did that. Michael, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up your super chat real quick here. $5 from Michael De Castillo. Did you see the Instagram description of Winter Soldier for Hot Toys? I think they threw shade on the current MCU. I didn't know. Do you guys know what it said? I don't recall what it said exactly. Someone might have to put that in the chat. Some people were commenting that on my preview video, but I didn't get a chance to go back and look at the entire description and see what they said. I read through it, but I didn't see anything that felt shade like. So I don't know. Maybe I have to look at it again. But yeah, definitely. Thanks, Michael, for the heads up on that one. I do want to see it, because if they are throwing shade, they're probably like, our sales are suffering because y'all are suffering. So, but let's continue this conversation. The Winter Soldier Q system. Kiko was there with me. He was there watching me go through the process. He was the most supportive bro that you could possibly have as I was agonizing. Natalie was in the chat too. She was cheering me on. So I do want to give people invested parties an update. You can see I am on the wait list. I'm on the wait list for both versions. I'm on the wait list for the regular. I'm on the wait list for the special edition. So, and I jumped on that wait list, Kiko, right away. As soon as that button came available, I clicked it. So I gotta be one of the first however many people that was on that wait list. I was clicking that button for quite a while. I can tell you that. I was trying to add to that card for quite a while. Kiko, it was a bit chaotic. This is the one I got right over you. I said this one was going to be chaotic. It was going to be difficult. It was going to be a battle. This was not a Venom either. This was Winter Soldier. So a rare miss for you, but I'm happy to take a W on this one. I will, even though I took an L ultimately, but I will say that, are we still enjoying the process, Kiko? Because I've loved the Artisan system. I've enjoyed the whole thing. I've gotten every figure besides Anakin, which I converted on a wait list. But after this Winter Soldier, Kiko, are we still liking how this is playing out? What are your thoughts?
I did want to read the caption. It said, "In a decade is," from that post, just so we know what we're talking about. It says, "A decade has passed since the premiere of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Even after all these years, it remains one of the watch every year just to relive the golden era."
The golden era, gotcha. Okay.
No, we're not in the golden era anymore.
I mean, but okay, that is true. I mean, that is true.
100%.
Yeah.
The Infinity Saga is the golden era. Anyway.
Yes.
I did not expect this. I went on record. I am on record. I did not see this because I just didn't. But as the more I thought about it, and even that post confirmed it, if you're going to be talking about potentially best MCU films ever, this is up there. Like, it's undeniably top 3 at worst. And this is, as I said on the live stream yesterday, that this was Bucky before his balls got cut off. This is when he was the assassin. And it's why he's called Winter Soldier, not Bucky Barnes. So he's not neutered. But the process, Will, as someone who has had his heart ripped out before with Anakin, I feel what you're feeling. I empathize with you. I've been there. We feel like we have figured out all the tricks to try to give you the best situation possible. It is a lottery for sure. There is no, for the people that are wondering, there is no line. There is no, so it wasn't even a queue system. It's like a, hey, put your name on and we'll randomly select. I didn't like that one. Thankfully, I got the D100 Iron Man, but I know a lot of people didn't. And that one went up to like $800 because people want things. I don't know the better way to do it. Everyone's like, well, what if you did made to order? What if you did the 24-hour window? There's a reason they're not doing it, obviously. It's not like we're the rocket scientists over here saying, oh my God, we cracked the atom when it comes to collecting and Artisan series to maximize the most amount of money and give the fans the most what they want. They obviously know, but they're not doing that. And I don't know the reason why. I think are we enjoying the process? The people that win, obviously, yeah, they love it. And then I just don't know what you can do better, because we know the solution and it's not terrible. It's just unfortunate when you lose, because like you said, Will, we've had what, like let's say 15 limited releases or so with the Artisans and some of the exclusives. This is the only one you've missed. The only one I've missed was Anakin. Yeah. You're hitting like 90%. That's pretty good if you're a collector. I understand, like if you're like, that's the one I wanted. Yeah, that sucks. But if that is the one you want and you only get like 1 or 2 a year, then maybe figure out the guaranteed spot once it releases to go and get it. Maybe it is, a buy sell trade, or maybe it is, paying on eBay, or maybe it is not going to Pop Collectibles, but rather going to, Toys Buying Agent, someplace that you're going to get it. That's the way I look at it, because I just don't know a better way to do it right now.
Yeah, I think honestly, Kiko, the system is as optimized as it can be. I still, again, as disappointing as this was for me to not get it, I still like the system. I still find it fun. I think it's engaging. I think it rewards engagement, which I like. I think it's pretty cool. And for the collectors that are really trying hard, you're going to get it most of the time. I apologize too. We saw a lot of comments. Supposedly the stream crashed, but we didn't crash at all. Everyone was here. Kiko, you saw everything as normal, right? Everything was good for me.
This stream or yesterday?
Yeah, this stream. Yeah, apparently this one. People were saying we crashed and we were gone for a couple of minutes, but we're back now. So I guess that's all that matters. So guys, keep us up to date if something crashes again. Melon, dude, we might have to go to StreamYard again. We're gonna have to go. Yeah.
But the last thing I want to say is that I forgot to mention, it has been confirmed. Someone actually reached out to Sideshow and say, what the fuck? It was their bad allowing to double dip, being able to get both.
Really?
And that was, Sideshow did admit it was on their I have a message. Someone sent me the thing. It is their bad. They did not mean that to happen, but that was the big fault. And I think that's what killed this thing.
I think honestly that did happen to a lot of people, because I could have at minimum
got a double dip. Like they could buy both. They could buy one.
Yes.
They could buy a special or a collector's edition
and buy special.
And I think
it says one per.
I think Natalie,
because their collector edition is normally a pre-order, so they probably didn't turn that off.
Well, I think I could have gotten at least the collector's edition in my spot when I got in. I think the special edition could have been waitlist. I really want that shield. I understand, but Kiko said he would have given me a shield. He was like, I don't even care. I'll give it to you. So
of course, that's a Kiko. That's a Captain America.
It is. Kiko is Captain America. But I will say, I think I could have at least gotten the collector's edition. I'm on the waitlist for both. Kiko, I'm still pretty confident about that waitlist. I'm pretty confident. I was pretty fast on it.
I am too. I really do feel that, and this is not a knock, but I do have to ask one question to the people that did this. For all the people, and this is great, the people that's like, hey, you can have mine. If you don't want it, why were you in the queue in the first place, and why did you get it? That's an honest question, because that took the spot from somebody. Will obviously really wanted one. So if you're not really wanting it, is it just the thrill of being able to get it? Is it the fun? Because I think there's a lot of people that did get in there just for the hell of it, and I think they're going to cancel. And and maybe by the end of this week you'll get a few emails saying, hey, your waitlist converted, because people are like, 24 hours, I'm out. And maybe they pull the trigger. But yeah, it's confirmed that some people did get two. It was their bad. And if you did get two, why'd you do that? For one, I don't think you need to have both of them, but that was a miss for sure.
Yeah, some people said they were going to have a mask and an unmasked version displayed. I guess I could see that argument if you wanted to do that. But, again, at the end of the day, I was honestly, I will say on a more uplifting note, it absolutely made my day how many people messaged me and offered me to sell sell their copy to me. That made my day, guys. So thank you so much for that. Regardless of the reason you bought it, I think that was incredible for you to offer that to me. And there were several people that actually wanted it and said, I do want this, but I want you to have. I said, no. I said, I'm not doing that to you. If you really want the figure, keep it. But there were a couple people who messaged me and said, like, I don't really care. Like, I'd rather you have it. I was like, cool. If that's how you feel, I'll take it. I'll buy it. Mm-hmm. And I told one guy that I'll take his. So I'm going to do that. But again, if my waitlist converts, then I'm just going to go with that, which I think, honestly, it might. I think Kiko probably will convert. But I still enjoy the process. It's as optimized as it can be. This is as good as it gets, I feel. And I still think it's fun. I appreciate all the people joining the streams. It's so much fun to do them live like that with you guys. And again, or Kiko, regardless of the reason they bought it. To me, it's like they had fun, they had a good time. Yes, maybe they took someone else's, but that's all part of the game. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like, I mean, if you wanted to get it, you have your right to get it. It sucks I didn't get it, but again, I have people messaging me offering it to me, so I'm in a very privileged position in that way, and I don't take it for granted. So, but Natalie, what do you think? I mean, you witnessed the process. You were in the queue, were you not?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you were trying to get one, but I wasn't sure.
No, yeah, I didn't try to get one. It's funny because by the time I realized it was even dropped, right? I was midway working. I finished up a meeting. I looked down. I saw Will is live, and I was like, oh, I'll watch. Right. But I didn't actually jump in the queue. And then when I signed in, you and Kiko are both like frantic and freaking out. Like, we're not going to get it. 75% sold out. And so I went into the queue just to see, like, maybe I'll get in right where someone drops out and I'll get it for you. I don't know. But I think a lot of people have that same mentality. So to jump into what Kiko was saying, the whole, why were you in the queue to begin with if you didn't want it? And I think, especially if they're, rooting for their favorite person, or like they're trying to support a friend, or like, hey, I know my buddy really wants this. I think those numbers get really inflated now. And so I'm wondering, in, I don't know, a year from now, does Sideshow go, hey, did you know we had 10,000 people in the queue for this? Maybe we should bump the numbers up. So I hope Sideshow doesn't look at this queue and think that these are really people that want the figure. And then they start making these limiteds, 5,000, and a bunch of endgame figures keep coming. Like, that same concept happens again. Anyway, to answer your original question, are we still enjoying the process? I think for me, I never enjoyed this process. I never enjoyed like the maybe or maybe I won't, but I enjoy the excitement of like winning the flop, right? So like I go cruising all the time. Matter of fact, I'm actually going on a cruise in a couple of weeks, right? And so for me, I love going to the casino. I love putting my chips down. I love getting that first card, and I love going, I got this. I'm going to get it. Blackjack all day, right? So the suspense is really exciting. It's like throwing a $50 chip at the blackjack table and you just got a pair of 10s. Like, you're stoked. But if you get that 14, you're pissed, because there's a really good chance you're going to bust. There's no way you can just stay on a 14, because everything else will beat you. And you have to hit. And you're likely going to get a 10. Like, that's just the way the world works. But anyway, all that just to say, like, the casinos are the biggest or the largest money-making racket in all of Nevada for a reason. People love the possibility of winning, and it's intoxicating. So yeah, we love to hate it. We hate to love it, but that's why it's so successful. And that's why people, like, they rush to these things, even if they don't want it. People are in the queue, even if they don't want it. And so it's a guaranteed sale. So they're like, hey, we got this extra inventory, this extra stock. We need to get rid of it. Let's throw it in a queue, and it'll be gone. In an hour, it will be gone, because we're all suckers and we love to put $50 on a blackjack table. So
unless you're the Chrome Clone Trooper.
Yeah, other than that, or Chrome Cody or something. Yeah, no case.
Which is funny because I have a Chrome Trooper right in front of me right now. But not the one that was the other one. I've got a different version. Unless, I don't know.
And there are a couple comments I want to address here that tie into this conversation that I think are there's so many good comments in the stream, guys. So I apologize, we can't always get to all of them, but I think some here that tie into this. So this is something I've actually considered. So I love Keith Lee, so I'm glad he put his thoughts out there. He said, unpopular opinion, Will's live stream promotes the FOMO reaction and why people bought one. I certainly have considered this. This has been something that has been, I think the very first one that I did, or maybe the Anakin, the second one I did, there have been people who messaged me actually that were actually upset with me because they felt that they didn't get one because of my live stream, because I promoted the stream for more people to access it and to know about it, and then they therefore missed out. And they even told me, they even told me, Kiko, that the reason I missed out on the Anakin was my own fault, because I did a live stream and I promoted it. But that's just not how I view collecting. Like, the way I approach it is like, if I have helpful information, I want to share it with you, because I feel I want to be as helpful to you as possible. So you'll return and you'll get something valuable from this channel. The goal is for you to get something valuable from me that I can help you with. And that's kind of how I view it. I guess it's like, I have several degrees. I work in education. I'm an educator. That's what I do. So I try to help. I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm trying to help in the ways that I can. And there was a really good comment too. So I think it was from, I forget where it was. It was from Mr. AJ Green, I think. Speaking of, I know Kiko would love that.
I just want to jump onto that. I want to take the fire away.
Yeah, but Natalie, see what he said? He said, I did it because I love the channel. I wish someone would have done it for me with Anakin. So it's like, there are people who buy Kiko, I would say, to like help their friends or like to help other people.
You can't call this a community and then at the same time say, but don't tell anybody. Like, it's just for me, just for you. Like, if you're going to be a community, you have, and you're going to say you're part of a community, then you have to actually be that like representative of it. And so personally speaking, whether I'm getting something or not getting something, I would never ask you to not be a member of a really supportive community because a handful of that community doesn't want you to share with others.
Yeah. And I was also told that before too, where not to tell people about pop culture and not to tell people about toy anxiety because it was going to ruin it for other people. And I was like, again, these are helpful places that can help collectors. So I thought it was important. And again, everyone's different. So
it's never a problem until it goes against you, essentially. Like we can always talk about how community is great and everything until you get screwed over and then you get mad about it. Because...
And again, I'm not even mad. Like I missed the Winter Soldier. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad at anyone. Like I'm not mad that someone bought it and maybe didn't want it. Like again, several people messaged me. Again, I'm not here to pass judgment. You bought it for whatever reason you thought was valid at the time. Like, you know, I think because I'm confident I'm going to get it one way or another. Like I'm either going to get a waitlist conversion or someone's going to sell me one, which they already agreed to. So it's like, you know, and I think that's the case for any of you guys, like whether you're a YouTuber or not, like, you know, you can find one if someone will sell you one. So it's, you know, yeah, I think it's a good conversation. And I love Keith for posting that comment. Like, again, I love honesty, guys. As long as you're fair about your criticism and nice about it, I'm more than content with that. So, we did get some super chats here and I want to address real quick. Dirk Diggler's stunt double, $4.99 super chat. Thanks so much, bro. I still think they will give us another Winter Soldier next year for the 10th anniversary of Civil War. That would be cool. Maybe, Natalie, but the thing is, it's not the Winter Soldier. It's not the Winter Soldier. That's the one that everyone wants.
You're going to get another one with short hair, the one that nobody wants right now.
I mean, that one is better than some of the other ones we've gotten recently, but it's Maybe. But a Dirk Diggler, I appreciate it. So yeah. So anyway, I think we should be good. And guys, let us know if there's any issues with the stream at all. You know, we can know. I hopefully everything's good. But we got another super chat from Sergeant Sal Collects. Shout out to Sergeant Sal Kiko. I just paid him for Artisan Joker. He got it. Hopefully you guys got the email. I guess second batch from Sideshow saying they're about to arrive in the warehouse. I sent him the payment. It hurt my soul a little bit. That was a pretty expensive figure that I just bought from him. But I will say I'm very excited about it. And I can't wait. I can't wait to get that Artisan Joker, man. So shout out to Sal for selling me that figure at retail, at cost. So love him for that. But thanks so much, man, Sal, for that. He said Star Wars Theory also promoted the Artisan Anakin. He did. He said he was going to try to buy one. I kind of have a doubt that he got one because if you're not experienced with Hot Toys with the Q system, he probably didn't know what to do and he probably didn't get it, but he probably will end up getting one, but he probably didn't in the queue. So Cinematic Collector, thanks so much, bro. Donating towards Will's Adopt a Winter Soldier Fund. Also play Black Myth Wukong. Don't let Kiko tell you it's too hard.
Can we talk about this a bit?
We will. We're going to talk about the next topic, but shout out to Cinematic Collector. Yeah, because honestly, I really want to get that. Justin told me it's really hard too, Kiko. So it's not just you. Justin told me the game's really hard. I don't like hard games as much. I want to have fun. Like it's like
no, you want to watch movies and press buttons. That's what you want to do.
No, that's what you think. You haven't played Last of Us yet. Wait till you play. The gameplay in Last of Us is incredible, dude.
I've watched it. It's like here, creep up on this deer, and it's like press X, and it does everything. Like that's not skill.
Natalie, we got to get Kiko on track here. We got to get chat. Guys, drop some comments in the chat. Tell them how good Last of Us Last of Us 2 gameplay is probably the best gameplay I've ever played in a video game. Like it's incredibly immersive. So, yeah, it's absolutely awesome. So, yeah, and we got I think that was all the super chats we got, right? Yeah, I think we're good. So yeah, guys, let's move on to our next topic, which is exactly what Natalie wants to talk about. InArt has announced a new figure. It's the Wukong figure, which I think is pretty exciting. So guys, thank you so much for joining us again. We just hit 300 viewers in the chat. Thank you for joining us. It's going to be a fun rest of the show. So stay tuned and it's going to be a good time. So InArt, they've announced this version globally licensed Wukong figure. And this is one that I didn't think was going to go up for PO so early, Natalie. I'll let you start with this one because I know you're excited about it. And I don't feel Kiko's going to have as many thoughts about this one, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. But the attention to detail on this figure is pretty remarkable. I did look up some videos of Wukong in this outfit, and this is pretty crazy. I mean, and the price, sculpted air figure, but pretty reasonable, around, what was it, $370 plus shipping. The globally licensed, you can buy this directly through InArt. I posted a link on my YouTube community tab and on my Instagram. So if you want to support the channel, you save 5% buying through that link. The code will automatically apply. So check that out if you want this figure. I'm probably going to get this, Natalie, just because I do want to play the game and I'm kind of like pre-buying it. But I heard it's incredible. But what are your thoughts on this InArt figure? Is this the right figure for them?
So I have 3 different things I want to say about this whole thing, but I'm going to start with your question, because if not, I will ramble for 10 minutes and then answer it. So let me just start with your question.
Sure.
Is this the right figure for InArt? 100% yes, times 10, 50%. On top of it, sweet potato fries. Like, that's how yes it is. Why? Not because it's the greatest IP that ever hit America or Japan or Hong Kong or anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's because every single person in this chat, every place has always been saying we have to break into video games. And like, when am I going to get God of War? When am I going to get Ghost of Tsushima? When am I going to get Red Dead Redemption? Me, I've been saying that. If you're listening, please hook me up, right? The only way we get there is by doing things like this. So like Hot Toys starting with Arcane, it's starting with like other things that are little like breakaways from your traditionals, your norms. They're testing the waters. This is testing the water, and they're testing the water with something that they already know is like a really long-standing popular franchise in their community. So I think this was an excellent choice for them. It just re-released, just came out with the new game for PlayStation 5. I had it on pre-order, got the game. So, and what's funny is, InArt, good for you. You done did something. I only got the game because I knew this figure was coming out. I said, if this figure is coming out, this game must be so good that I'm not going to risk finding the game like I did with Red Dead Redemption 5 years later, falling in love with it, and then realizing, holy crap, the game, the figure is so old. Or like with Jin Sakai, I found the game way after the figure came out, and so like I never can get my hands on that figure. It's impossible unless I want to spend $700-800. So I was like, this figure's coming out. This game must be impossibly good. So I got the game. Now I want to talk about the fucking game. Okay. This game is impossible. Impossible to
That's
play.
what I've heard. Yeah.
I am not a gamer. I play. So anyone here who is always playing, if you're always playing on God mode, or you're like, I recently got the Jedi Fallen Order. I finished that game. Now I'm playing Jedi Survivor. Everyone's like, oh, Jedi Master is the best way to play. And I'm like, Jedi Master, I literally turned the game on and it's like I died before the game loads. I'm terrible. So I have to play on like easy. So like not story mode, but the next one, right? Like Jedi Padawan. So I'm always playing like between easy and hard. So I'm either on medium. If there's 3 options, I'm on medium. If there's 4 options, I'm erring towards the side of story. But I'm never playing like complete story. There's no changing this. So I start the game. The game doesn't start like with let me give you a tutorial. No, it's like, here's these gigantic, humongous creatures and this master of war. Go fight him. I barely can't even get past the intro that tells you how to play the game. So I played for like maybe 45 minutes and I was on like the second scene. I was like, yeah, this is never going to, if the game gets harder, which it always does, I will never beat it. So I don't want to invest my time and energy and effort. I can't even get past the freaking intro. So I'm done. Hands washed. Will, if you want the game, I will mail it to you. You can give it your best go and tell me how you do. And that's where I stand on this game. So he looks great. I think he's cool, but I have to bow out. I give up.
Understandable. Natalie. I've heard the same phrases and sentiments uttered repeatedly. Justin said it's not hard, it's impossible. And like that's
and everyone is saying, Natalie, just dodge. And I'm saying fuck you, because obviously I'm slamming on circle, trying to dodge, and I just die and die
Right.
and die.
Well, that's why I'm not sure.
Obviously, I tried to dodge.
Well, this game was nominated for Game of the Year, so obviously people love it. I mean, it was, it's a very highly sought after,
I don't believe
praised
any
game.
of those nominations. This is the same thing as like when you go to the Oscars, it's always the privileged like video savants that are voting for the Oscars. Nobody even likes the movies that the Oscars are voting for. They're all trash. Like,
like
where's
Kiko
any
right
of the
now.
movies we like? So yeah, the video game of the year, I don't know. They're playing it on, I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was good.
honestly, now that's why I haven't. Honestly, if I hadn't heard that from several different sources, I would have already played this game probably. Like I'm almost done with Silent Hill 2, actually, which I'm really loving. I'm really enjoying that. And I'm glad I got that Pyramid Head. It's grail. But Kiko, is this the right figure for InArt here? I mean, this is a Wukong video game figure. It is exploring the video game line. What are your thoughts on this choice for the company?
It's low risk to figure out and iron out the global license, because I know this is a comment or a topic about Wukong, but they need to iron out the global licensing and ordering directly from InArt. This is another opportunity to try to do that.
Yeah.
The Paul Atreides didn't go very well for a lot of people, and we'll be talking about that on our live stream on Sunday when we actually chat with InArt. But I think for the collecting good, someone right before I got on here sent me a message or whatever. Shilko's at it again. Kiko, Shilko out it again, always being so negative towards InArt. I was like, did you not watch my video this morning? I actually literally gave InArt an entire segment saying congratulations towards an IP that's not named Batman that someone's actually excited about. This is a good thing because, like Natalie said, it is opening up the floodgates to have people get into the hobby that would not necessarily get into it because they don't watch any of these movies or TV shows. They are branching out to an entire new group of people, and people that like video games like merch. They like stuff. And so if they can kind of break into that's great. And that's great for collecting. And I think that this gives you an opportunity InArt to figure out the distribution license issue, give people an opportunity to get it directly from you, which I think is the best way to do it. If you're a company, get it directly to the consumer. Middlemen do not work. It never works out in everyone's favor without extremely high prices. But I don't have an opinion about this figure because I'm not going to get it. I played the game. Like I said, it's impossible. So like Natalie, I can't get connected to the figure because I never got to know him. So it is the good figure to move forward with because you're bringing more people in, and it gives you, it's not low-hanging fruit, but it's low risk to where you can work out some things. Maybe there's some new technologies you want to work through. Maybe some sculpting, some paint apps. People aren't busting your doors down saying, where is my Wukong? Wukong shipping when? No, it's not like Batman, So it gives them an opportunity to put product out, show that they can do things. It's a win all the way around for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And again, there are a lot of really important factors to consider here. But I think one of the factors is, like Austin said, remember, Wukong is huge in China and in our Chinese company. It makes sense they would prioritize this. It could be more of a market thing over there. But I think, again, having the global license indicates they believe it will sell outside of China as well. So, look, I mean, again, I think it's pretty exciting. Again, I'm glad they're diving into video game lines. InArt is. And again, this character is one. Every time InArt would have a showcase or go to a con and show something and they would show this Wukong figure, I got a lot of messages from people asking when this was going to go up for PO.
It's
I had no
really
idea.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Even if I never make it past the tutorial, I will always look at this game as one of the games I wish I could play because of the premise and the concept behind it. So I can only imagine if I was a good video gamer, like I can't lie how good this figure looks. The suit, the intricacy of the detail and the gold. So hat off, InArt. I can't play the game, unfortunately, because of my insufficient skills, but your skills have surpassed what I would expect a good game figure to look like. So hats off. If I could play, I would get connected. I can tell. That's why I even got the game. So I'm jealous that I'll never get to experience it. unless I just watch 20 hours of someone else playing. But I love it. I think it looks wonderful.
I'm wondering if maybe too we could watch gameplay or cutscenes. So you could watch the
Yeah.
cutscenes from it, and then
It'd be like
still get the
watching a soap
experience.
opera, except I'll just watch some 12-year-old boy in Japan playing this video game and living.
I think, Natalie, it takes more effort than we're willing to provide, like to get really good at the game to beat it. It's kind of like, I don't have time. Like, I just want to play the game. Like, I don't want to like sit there and study the game and like analyze everything and practice. Like, I just want to play the game. And
also, I think my
experience the story.
thumbs are they're mentally hilarious.
Right.
So they don't like to participate in normal activity. So when I play, yeah, I'm on story mode. Like if I can't beat a scene, I'm switching to story mode just so I can get past something and then go back to like easy. Normal.
I've done that before. Yeah, several times. Yeah, like if it gets too difficult in certain moments, I'm like, I'll go on easy for just this part, and then I'll go back to normal. Yeah, like that's pretty cool. Never had to do that with Last of Us though, because I can handle my own on that one.
Of course not. You're playing on what?
Yeah, I played on Grounded. Yeah, because like I've also played the game so many times, I should be pretty damn good at them by this point. So yeah, that's like my specialty. But yeah, guys, I see a lot of people in the chat that are excited about these this InArt Wukong, and again, I'm excited for people. Again, I think I'm probably going to pick it up. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, we're gonna see. But I think the last super chat that we had, it was Sergeant Sal. So again, shout out to Sal. He said, I don't know why, but I have 3 different Wukongs on PO. There's that one I saw from another company. I forget the name of the company, but Kiko, but it has rooted hair. Like it has rooted hair, and it's a little bit different. But that one's probably out there. So shout out to Sal again for selling me that Joker. But I think that's probably what he's referring to. So yeah, I think that's probably what he's referring to. So there was another super chat from Cinematic Collector. Oh, that was the Winter Soldier one. Yeah, so we did hit that one. And then we had Christian Kadudi. Christian again. Always love the Revan avatar from him. 999. Thanks so much, bro. As someone who ordered Superman because they promised the full Trinity, I'm glad to have Wukong and no protos of BM and WW after 3 years, Batman and Wonder Woman, after 3 years of hearing they're in production. Well, Christian, we're going to ask InArt about this on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be an enlightening show. The idea, Kiko, I think you mentioned it to people, maybe not. It's going to be 5 questions from me, 5 questions from Kiko, and then the rest are going to be questions from you guys. So we're just going to do, again, I have to do it. Whoever super chats, I have to prioritize that. If we run out of super chats, we go through the regular chat and pick the best questions out. So you're just going to have to bear with me. That's the only way to do it. So we're going to try to get as many questions answered within an hour as possible. It's going to be a good time. Ricky, thanks so much, bro. Dude, thanks for the generous super chat, man. You guys have been super kind today. I love the show, Will. Waiting to hear Keek's flash on InArt, even though I did PO this Wukong. Nice. Kiko was pretty tame today. He was pretty tame on the InArt conversation. So he's turning a new leaf. So yeah. Oh yeah, Cinematic Collector. Yeah, it's Uman Studio. That's the one. It's the one for the rooted Wukong. So I don't know. Some people were saying it's competitive with InArt. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. But we got some other figures to talk about here, and we're going to go through these. We got some time to go through them, and we are going to do just that. We got Spiderverse, Kiko, Spiderverse 2, Miles Morales. Are we happy with the result? And is the first one still the definitive figure? Because, again, this is a very popular franchise. And
I'll be right back. I have a little robot that vacuums the house, and she's stuck on something.
That's pretty fancy. You better get her unstuck. That's like a porno. Yeah, like when they get stuck in the dryer or something.
This is the house I live in.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, but Kiko, I will say the first Miles Morales, remember we were going at the different comic stores. Remember, I almost bought it like several different times. Yeah. And now we have the second version, and I do think it looks pretty good. I did get some messages about the proportions. People weren't entirely thrilled with it in terms of how screen accurate it was. Who knows when the third film's coming out, Kiko? It could be 2035 at this point. No one really knows. It's a little bit shameful. But are we happy with the result of this second figure? And do you think this is a definitive version? What are your thoughts on this?
It's so mid that I forgot to list it in my rundown of things that happened this week because I totally forgot it even came out because I didn't care. It's someone who's not into... Don't get me wrong, I like the Spider-Verse movie, but I don't want the figures from it. I have the Gwen because I wanted a Gwen Stacy. I'm glad I have that Gwen because apparently we're never getting another Gwen, in the Spider-Verse. But I knew I didn't want to collect these because they just clash so much with my current collection because I'm in for the realism of where they all look in the same world, and these are all cartoons. I'm happy that the 2099 thing got redone and reworked. People are happy about that. I still can't believe they put a giant Mondo figure up for like $300 like 2 years ago and said, hey, this is our hot toy. That's still crazy to me, but I'm glad they went back and redid the 2099. But then this is the only other one, you know, that's from the film other than just like, I think the Prowler, maybe there's, I'll take that back. There's the Prowler, there is the Spider-Punk, and is that all of them at that point?
Wasn't there a Miles G. Morales, or is that the Prowler one?
I think that's the Prowler one. It's the purple one, you know, and then but either way, it's so figures, it's so underwhelming because there is a major transformation from him in the first film to the second film to where he's growing and aging and turning into a young man as opposed to a child. And they kept the child body. And I know that's what everyone's really upset about. And I don't buy the fact like, well, we'd have to redevelop. Look what you just built for the 2099. That's a completely different body. So don't tell me you're not able to put out new pieces. I think it was a shortcut option that they took. They're like, hey, people are going to buy this anyway. There's so many other options. It'll be fine. If you want a Miles figure, like not him as Spider-Man, but Miles like in the outfits, you know, the street clothes, I think it looks cool. If you want a Spider-Man Miles, I think you're very disappointed. And that's where I live with it. I'm just not a fan of these figures. They're too stylized for me. I think they're too frail, honestly. When I was putting in the wrist pegs for Spider-Gwen, I mean, she's fragile. And just not for me. Yeah, the first is probably still the definitive because that's the scene, you know, where he's falling with the coat, you know, upside down.
Yeah.
And this may be a hot take, man, but I think I don't know what they're doing with the third film, but they are risking losing all momentum that they had in goodwill because people move on from things so quickly to where they'll be like, I mean, they had people eating out of the palm of their hands saying this is the greatest, you know, animated film of all time, blah, blah, blah. And now they can't get it out the door. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, right. And you got new directors and all this other stuff happening. But I think you're right, Kiko. Again, these are very true to the film. And again, I'm starting to wonder if maybe it might have been an approach that could have been considered as going the Clone Wars route, making them sort of half animated, half realistic, because then you could add figures that fit in with the rest of your collection. But as it is, they don't as much. These stand out a little bit because they are true to the film and they look like they jumped off the screen into your collection room. But is that a good thing in this case? Because everything else you have is not animated. So,
I mean, it really depends. I'll say that going the Clone Wars route would have been a travesty for this. No one would have bought those. That's essentially what the, you know, Spider-Man video game versions are.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of have that. I mean, if you're going to do this, you have to do this. It just, I just don't know where you put them. If you have, unless you just, if you're a DTOF guy, this is perfect. These are perfect if you're a DTOF guy. If you're kind of this modular and wider display to where you're putting them with other things, you have to have a lot of figures to put everybody together in here. Otherwise, he's not going to look good next to the Green Goblin. You know, it just doesn't look well. And they're like, well, it's the Spider-Verse. It makes sense to me. Have fun then, for sure. You know, because it is the Spider-Verse. But yeah, not for me, man.
Yeah, I got you. I think I'm in the same boat. But Natalie, what are your thoughts on this? Did you fix the Roomba? Is everything resolved?
Yeah. So yeah, she was stuck. So her name is Queen Latifah.
Nice.
And, and I got a notification that Queen Latifah was stuck. Her brush was stuck, and she was in the bathroom.
Told me my brush is stuck, sir.
Yeah, with the carpet rolled up.
Kiko knows.
So I had to pick the carpet out under and then redock her. So she's good now. She's good now. Actually, I hear her. She's resetting, and now she's cleaning again.
Nice.
So anyway, so I would say, not that my opinion matters much here because I don't have this figure and I don't have the first figure. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I was watching, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Riley, I don't even know if he has this figure. I just remember he's like this huge Spider-Man person, right? Like everything he has is Spider-Man. If I were to see this Spider-Man in his collection, it would make absolute sense to me because when you think about the concept of the movie, it's the multiverse. So like, why wouldn't it fit with every other figure? Especially if you have, you know, symbiote spider, which the Hono, and we're probably going to talk about that if we don't make it there. Like that Hono one is very comic book based, and if we don't have that one, then we've got like the video game symbiote suit, or the white suit, or Venom, or this Venom, or there's I think everybody's collecting style is going to be a little bit different, and if you have variety, then a one-off like this looks appropriate and it looks like it fits. To Kiko's point, if you have every single Spider-Man is a Tom Holland Spider-Man or a Tobey Maguire, then it's a random animated character. You know, I have a ton of figures that are all from a movie, and then I have the Bad Batch, which are all animated, but they didn't make them animated. For me, I love that they can fit into my collection, but man, if I could pay Hot Toys to reconsider creating the head sculpt of the animated characters, I would absolutely do that. Even though they didn't quite fit my, and if there's a customizer out there, like who's watching this right now, please contact me. I've been trying to find a customizer. Every time I post it on Reddit, I get downvoted to hell. Like, hey, does anyone know if I can get a customizer who makes it? And they all like, why would you buy Hot Toys if you didn't want the head sculpt? So I stopped communicating on Reddit because you're all jerks. But I love the idea of getting an animated version of things because that is what you watch. That's what you enjoy. So I won't say that is this the definitive, is that the definitive? Whichever movie you liked better is going to be your definitive. They're both animated. Now, the one thing I will say is the first one had a bit more options, right? You had the jacket and the hoodie and the multiple swap outs and the shorts or the full suit. So I appreciate that one for what it offered in terms of variety and being able to swap things out and make it very like, this was this movie scene, or this what, you know, he's holding the paint can. This was that movie scene, or this is him in his full getup. So I will have to say that the first one is probably my definitive. Again, I have no stake in this game because I don't own either. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd go with the first one.
Yeah, I think so too. But again, this is still a good figure. And for those who love the second Spider-Verse film, Across Spider-Verse, you have a good option here. It's still a well-done figure, but like Kiko mentioned, the proportions probably were a bit of a shortcut. Probably no way around that. But at the end of the day, it's still a good figure. I think you're going to be happy with it. It just, again...
I do like the second one, proportion-wise. I do like the second one a little bit better proportion-wise because it doesn't look so... The other one looked very skinny and child, and here I go, right? The Harry Potter and Ron Weasley owner. It was like a weird skinny and small version. So I wish they would have had a blend, right? Like the bigger character with all the swap outs. But anyway.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below on that Miles Morales figure. Is that going to be one you're considering worth picking up? For me, it's not going to be a yes on that one, Kiko. I think we're all on a no. I think we're all on the no train on this one. So let's talk about something else that could be a little bit more controversial, depending upon how the chat feels about it. Asmus has announced a Snake figure, which I've not seen this movie, Kiko. I have not seen this movie, but we're going to talk about it because you know what? It is Kurt Russell. I do know that much because we have a couple different versions here. We have a sort of Artisan light version. We have a rooted hair version where there were 300 units worldwide from this Asmus figure for Snake. Kiko, it's Plissken, right? For the last name, Snake Plissken. Okay, well, Escape from New York. We have this figure. You also have a sculpted version. The rooted hair version, I think, was around $360 to $380, somewhere around that on the Asmus website.
Can I ask a quick question before we start? Is this Asmus's first like rooted premium?
They did Gandalf before. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, they did Gandalf before. I don't know if they've done others. The chat might need to weigh in, but apparently people like that Gandalf. People think it's really good. Some people even thought it rivaled InArt, which I think is a little bit crazy, but some people do make that claim. So who knows? But Kiko, is premium figures the right move for Asmus? Asmus has taken a lot of heat over the years just for making, by many people's estimation, somewhat mid figures, right? And now we're starting to get a little bit more with their Crown series, and now you got this premium figure here with the Snake figure. This is a very popular film. I understand it's nostalgic for a lot of collectors out there. And again, they're making something that no one else is willing to make, apparently. Kurt Russell's pretty hot right now. Mondo made The Thing, McCready, and then now you have this Snake figure. You got seamless body here. Of course, you have the rooted hair. I mean, overall, I think it looks decent. I still don't think it looks amazing. I'm just wondering if premium is the move for every single company. But Kiko, is it the right move for Asmus? Do we need a premium figure for this character? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm fumbling over my words here, just because I can't wait for like So and Toys Battalion to do their premium line, because that's essentially coming. Because I think, once again, hats off InArt. You moved the needle enough to where people now say we have the technologies that are sufficient enough to provide premium upgraded figures. Essentially, they knocked the door down for that. So for everyone that says I'm always just shitting on InArt, I give them the credit where credit's due. And like I said back before, the only reason I'm critical of them is because they command the higher price point. So the higher the price, the more critical you're allowed to be. So that makes sense. The problem with these is that you're jumping from, everyone says you got to be able to walk before you can run. All these companies are crawling, really. They don't walk at all. And now they're trying to run, which that's just how you end up with like knee burns and broken legs, because you try to do too much. Now, I will say, I don't own the Asmus Crown series, but I do know that it was a direct, they gave an opportunity to send in different head sculpts and like, hey, we want to re-update, fix the hats, all that. That's good. That's very, very good. I'm happy to hear that. But I don't know if you can answer these questions for me. Is there an edition size to this? How many are they making?
300.
Okay.
300. I think it's already sold out, from my understanding.
Okay, then that's fair.
Yeah.
That is a small enough batch to where you can have someone that knows what they're doing be able to pull that off in a reasonable amount of time. So I think that, sure, why not? At some point, you have to get people to stop buying everybody else's stuff and buy yours. So you do have to take the risk and gamble. If you're just a fledgling company and you're just like floating along and you're not making any real progress, you have to do something to get noticed and to get people to come back to you. Props. Will it work? Maybe, for nostalgic sake, for sure. I'm going to say something very, very controversial, and I really pray Nick is not in the chat. From Niche.
Go for it, dude.
Collectibles. I think the studio that does the Rocky Balboa stuff, I think it all sucks. I don't think it's any good.
Isn't that Rocky Studio? Good. Doesn't he?
It is. That? Yeah, I forget what it's called. It's not Rocky, but
I think Justin's reviewed it. It's Stallone Shop, isn't it?
Yeah, Stallone Shop. That's right. Duh.
Yeah. Right, Justin's reviewed something.
I don't think it's that great. It's good, but it's not great. For everyone saying, "Oh my God, this is literally Sylvester, coming out of 1/6 form, coming off the screen." Stop. But people, because it's nostalgia, it's Sly Stallone, people give them the pass, and they view it through the rose-colored goggles. They're going to do the same. It's Kurt fucking Russell. People are going to be excited about that. So, yeah, great pick, because if you're going to try to do something, you better dangle the member berries for sure.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What do you think about this, Natalie? Is premium the right move for Asmus? Because it seems to be all the hotness right now, all the rage. All the companies are like, let's make some rooted hair premium figures and upcharge you. What do you think about this?
So I don't want to say it's not a good idea. Asmus is, and they have for a long time been an option for people where things were not an option. And so like Snake Plissken, who no one ever, you're never going to get that. So like, if this is something that someone loves and it's like, I want a rooted version of this, like, don't just dismiss the company altogether and say, why are you even making this? It's garbage. Nobody no, like, absolutely. I think other companies should be making premium figures. And I do think it's the right move. Right now, you've got InArt, you've got J&D, or as I like to call them, J and Maybe. You've got Hot Toys. You've got everyone who's getting into the premium game. And so if Asmus wants to be taken seriously, they too need to get in the game. They need to show the world that like or the collecting world, I'm a contender. I'm here to win. I'm here to play. And I respect them for it. I take my hat off to them. Snake Plissken, not my generation of movie. I wouldn't even call it not my generation, because obviously this is my generation. Terminator was my generation, just not my movie taste. Iconic character. I know who it is, right? Escape from New York. I thought it was Escape from Earth. Like I knew he was in this movie. I thought he was like some alien guy that was leaving the city of Los Angeles. Maybe I just remember it wrong. But me and Will were talking right before this. He's some guy that like has to leave Earth or leave New York. Who knows? I don't even remember. All I know is this is the fact that I remember he is somebody tells me that it's iconic enough that they're taking a chance, and they're doing it with a small enough pilot, and good on them for this. I'm not going to put out my #1 license and say this is the one I'm going to risk with making a premium, right? I'm going to start it off with a smaller group, and I don't want to take a really popular character and make it small. No, I'm going to take a not so popular character and I'm going to pilot that with this. Then enough of it will go out. People will see it. Even if they don't care about the character, it's going to come out really good, and then it will spread, and people will go, wow, if they did that this good, then the next one I release can be a little bit more popular, and the next one can be a little bit more popular. And then before you know it, they're releasing their full-on hobbits and whatever else they got the license for. So in my opinion, I think this was a brilliant move on their end. Start small. Start with the group that nobody's buying, maybe a couple people, make a few, and then show everyone what you're capable of. For the longest time, Asmus was the only one producing Lord of the Rings. InArt has recently really cut their Achilles heel, and they need to come back. So I think this is a good starting point for them.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's good to start with a character, again, build some goodwill with the community that maybe not everyone wants, but the people who do want it really want it, and you were never thinking you were going to get an opportunity at this guy before now. So I think that's pretty cool, right? And I'm happy that Asmus is doing it. I don't have a ton of faith that they're going to pull it off, but
Will, you need to have as much faith as you have no sleeves. And if you can do that,
that's difficult. That's really difficult.
There's only 300 of them, though, Will. I mean,
that's true.
That's a craft project on a weekend.
A craft project. Yeah, maybe so. We got a super chat from Gavin Beard. Thanks so much, bro. $4.99. Been meaning to catch the stream live for a couple weeks. Well, thank you for joining this time. He said now, but welcome back, Kiko. Welcome back to Kiko, indeed. Thanks so much, Gavin, for joining us for the live stream, man. It's been a fun one so far, and we're gonna keep it rolling for you guys. But yeah. I think it's a pretty cool time. Let's talk about something that, again, we did not expect to be this gas, but as the kids say, Hot Toys is cooking right now. Hot Toys is absolutely cooking. Arcane, another figure has been announced. 6. I believe it's pronounced 6. I know Kiko was.
Vi.
Is it Vi? Okay.
Yeah, because it's short for Violet. I asked everyone.
I was thinking it was Roman numeral 6.
So no, I literally asked him. I was like, "Hey, I don't want to sound like a dumbass. Tell me
my
what
God, I'll sound like a dumbass. It's fine. I've only watched the show. I think a couple times. I think I watched a couple episodes, and now I think you did the same thing, right? Like you watched a little bit of it, but you didn't entirely get into it. That's what happened to me. I think I need to watch it. I swore it was 6, but I guess it's Vi. Either way, who fucking cares? The name does not matter. What matters is the figure, because this looks so good, Kiko. This looks so good. Whether I get the character name right or not, Hot Toys is cooking. Like this, the original figure that they made, I think it was Jinx, right? The original figure Jinx that they announced looked incredible. I was like, damn, that looks good. And now, of course, we have Vi. This looks almost even better to me. With the accessories, you have the seamless torso at the top there, the hairstyling, the likeness. I think this is a really, really cool figure. And this is the type of figure, look at those two together. Wow. This is the type of figure that I think that is really going to pop on a shelf. So for fans of Arcane, wow, Hot Toys has not spared any expense on these. They're coming in hot. They think they're ready to, put their stamp on this line here. Kiko. I mean, for us to not having any investment in this line, how impressive are these two figures so far?
I was not sold on Jinx because I've never really heard or seen anything. But when I literally saw this one, and if you can get like the close up of the portrait of her like face,
right,
it is so well done. This is what I was talking about, like the sculpting of the hair. Keep going. Where's it at?
Yeah, let me see.
The sculpting of the hair, like that one.
Yeah.
The sculpting of the hair, the paint applications of that, and I understand it's a stylized character from the thing. I have so many people in my DMs telling me, please try this. I hate all this type of stuff, but I loved this. You will love this. Give it a shot. And I was like, whoa. Everyone said that same damn thing about Invincible, and it sucked ass.
Invincible's incredible, like, dude. You're tripping.
No,
it's so good, dude. I love that show.
And so I'm like, I don't know if I can get invested, but people swear by it, and they're saying this is one of the best things like Netflix has ever put out. And let's just talk about Netflix cooking with gas, so Drago and Aegon, if you can't hear them.
Of course, yeah. I figured it was them. Yeah, those two are, Drago's got a lot to say. He always does.
Mommy just got home. Anyway, but look at the body. Look how everything is just so well done and constructed here. So if you're a fan of this line, I am thrilled for you. And kind of like what Natalie said with Wukong, like, because the figures look so good, I was like, do I really need to maybe just give it a shot and go look at it so I don't become that guy that's like you've never seen I don't want to be Will in like 15 years where it's like, it's like Arcane, I've never heard of that. What is that? I haven't seen it. I don't want to be you, Will.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So I want to maybe get ahead of the curve here. So I might do it. I don't think I will, but I might. But damn, it does look really, really good. Look,
I mean, doesn't she have Roman numerals on her face there? I mean,
yeah, but everyone told me, like 75 people told me it's Vi because it's short.
Okay, well, they're saying in the chat too, like 6. We're just gonna call her 6 from now on, dude. So I think it's hilarious. Also,
because I wanted to make sure I did not embarrass myself.
I don't even care.
So
I don't even care. Because my thing is like Kiko, the tattoos on the seamless body, dude. Love that, because we for the longest time thought that was not possible. We said, remember, it was going to peel or something was going to go wrong with it. Hot Toys is showing no, we can do things you didn't realize that we can do, and it just takes the right figure to do it. These figures are so good, dude. They're so well done. And again, it makes me want to watch the show, kind of like Natalie playing Wukong, but it was just too difficult. But Natalie, how much is Hot Toys cooking with gas on this 6 figure here? Vi.
Yeah, I think it's Vi. I don't think it's 6.
It's Vi. It's Vi.
Yeah. So we said this with Jinx when Jinx came out, and I was like, damn, that's really good. I'm sure it's gonna be a good. I'm sure it's gonna be a good character for people who like the show. The fact that they've come out with this one, it really leads me to think that this is gonna be like a line. Like there's probably gonna be a 3rd or 4th of this, and yeah, I've really got to get to watching the show because I don't want to be that person who misses out on, like, not even the figures, but just the show. It seems like this is going to be a popular enough show. The fact that they're investing into this, even if I didn't see the show, which I haven't, right? Even if I didn't want the figure, which I'm not going to get it, there's a couple of things that really stand out to me with this that I love, that I wish we would do more of in our other figures that we have. I love the over exaggeration of animation. So there's, again, I love the Bad Batch. I'm so sad we didn't get a really animated Bad Batch sculpt. I love the animated hair. Like if I could get Hunter in his real, true animated form, that would make my whole world. Like even if they just
Hunter looks like ass compared to this, doesn't he?
I know. If they could just sell me a $250 set of head sculpts
of the 5,
animated for the Bad Batch, that all of them come with it, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I have tech arrived, and I would just kill to get the whole set of animated head sculpts.
But see, that's my thing, Natalie. I don't mean to cut you off, but like this looks realistic enough. It can fit in with your other figures, I feel like, where Spiderverse doesn't, but this one does, right? And I feel like that's the healthy balance I think they could have struck, but I don't know, maybe not.
But I will say, I don't think that that's Hot Toys doing. I think that is the animation style of this show. If you watch the show or even the trailer of the show, it's very much like, so, all right, when you were watching Invincible, you know how there were certain scenes where it was like, you could tell it was like very lifelike. It was almost like too lifelike. And then you'd have a random like animated character walk in.
Yeah.
This show feels like the whole show is very lifelike. So it makes it's like you're watching a Final Fantasy cutscene is the entire show. So it's very lifelike the entire time. They did like the perfect job at making the perfect like Final Fantasy cutscene animation equals reality. Like her hair falls in the perfect way. The one gripe that I'm not warranted for having, but I'll say it anyway. The one gripe I have is there's this really, really harsh line where you could tell that's where the hair comes off for the rolling eyeballs. She has such a perfect hair piece for you to cover that. Cover it. And I hope they cover it. Like, there's no reason, if you have any other character that's a normal hairline, you can't cover it. There's nothing you could do because men hair, like, it's short. You just got that little hairline. She has huge over animated pieces of hair that you can cover that line. If you don't cover that line, you're choosing not to do it. So please cover that freaking hairline so that you can pull the piece off, adjust the eyes, and pull it back on. I love the gloves. I'm not a big fan of the super animated electrical attachments, but you know, whatever. I'm sure they don't look like that. Looks like Photoshop to me, obviously. So they'll probably look a lot like the Darth Vader.
Like more like this, like how they look here. Yeah.
Right. But you know, really neat for photos and whatnot. Anyway, besides that, the hands are awesome. The face, awesome. Tattoo, awesome. Base, awesome. If I had nothing else to say except that I didn't see the show, this would be one of the best animated figures I've ever seen. And that includes games that I've played. The God of War, the Jin Sakai. I mean, I've never even seen the show, and I think it's probably the best I've seen animated.
Yeah, I think, and again, I just realized I was looking through the pictures, the tattoos on the back of the neck, like all that detail there is just simply remarkable. And again, the seamless body with it. I think this, I mean, again, I think this, and I don't even think it's bold to say, I think this could go down as one of Hot Toys' coolest looking figures they've ever done. Like, period. Like, I think, again, it's not going to be the most popular. Don't hear what I'm not saying. It's not Darth Vader or Iron Man or Spider-Man. But as far as coolest looking figures, like what this is going to look like on a shelf, like, damn, this looks incredible.
Do we know what it runs for? How much is it?
I'm not sure. Maybe like I have to check. Like maybe I think it's like maybe probably 270, something like that. That seems to be like the base nowadays. But I don't know if Josh has it up yet. 275 on Josh's website, so it's probably like 275, 280. With Comic Concepts. But yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, Kiko, I'm tempted too, man. I'm tempted by this. Like, this is really good. Maybe I'll watch the show. But again, if you get this one, you kind of got to get Jinx, right? So that's what people are telling me. But
I feel like I'm always late to everything. I mean, some of the things I'm cutting edge on, but someone just I can't get to this yet because I finally started Severance and I need to.
Kiko, oh my god, yes, Severance. We got to talk about it.
You knew how to get Natalie.
So like I'm working through season 1 because season 2 just came out. So yeah,
the best show. Will, have you seen Severance?
No, my mom has been talking about it for sure a lot. She said it's great.
The show. Woo! This is Chris. Chris gets it. Best show. Unbelievable show.
Yeah, I will say this comment's best comment. InArt should do a Jin Sakai. I 1000% agree. I think that'd be incredible. And then Natalie I'll redeem myself and say, you know what, you got the best version of the figure you could possibly get. That'll line up day one. I'll probably get multiples of Jin Sakai if they make it. Like I'll get a masked version, I'll get an unmasked. Whatever.
I'm like this close. I'm this close to just saying screw it and pulling the trigger because like the longer I wait, the more expensive it gets, and I just don't know what to do. Like I'm failing. I'm failing at the collecting.
I like that Deadpool pose behind you, by the way. It's pretty nice. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
I just got my Deadpool, but again, it's on the backlog of reviews. I got to get to it, so it's because I got to review Jack Sparrow. He's coming. So he's here.
Mine. Mine's right here.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow. Yours looks pretty cool. I like that pose. So yeah, Natalie's a great pose. I do want to say the Joker, stumbling over my words right now because we're running out of time. But essentially that Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix version, all three of them can be seen right behind me back there. The review is done. I just haven't uploaded it yet because we've posted so many things here and it's just going to get bogged down in all of it. So probably coming next week. Should be like Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe if you guys want to see it sooner, let me know. But I don't want people to not watch it. It took me so long to make that video. It's like 30 minutes long, the video. So it's
you were sending me clips for like 8 weeks. Will.
I was.
Like,
even my girlfriend, she was like, "You've been working on that video forever." I was like, "I am so ready to move on." It's been so long. Like
more people will watch the video if you get rid of the bathroom Joker. So I'm happy to help you with that. Because
honestly, you're right, Natalie. That one is a grail. That one is an absolute grail.
It's not a grail. It's trash. Get rid of it.
Yeah, right.
I'll help you get rid of it. We'll trade, right? I'll give you Wukong, and then you send me Bathroom joker.
What's not trash, Natalie, is Captain Enoch. And Enoch is the correct pronunciation according to Thrawn himself. So, I know people say Enoch, but Thrawn said Enoch. But I will say, Kiko, in all defense of those people who dissent on that one, I will say at one point, what was it? Red Skull said, he didn't say Thanos. He said, what was it? How did he pronounce it? He said, I remember when in Endgame. Yeah,
Thanos?
he said
Thanos or Thanos?
Yeah, he said Thanos instead of Thanos instead of Thon. Was it because it's normally Thanos? He said, how do you pronounce it?
Daughter of Thanos.
Yeah, like he pronounced it incorrectly. Yeah, and
he's also German, so
yeah, maybe. But either way, regardless, Captain Enoch is here. And Kiko, as our last topic of the evening, is he just another trooper or is he something more here? He has a unique color scheme. He's a zombie trooper. What are your thoughts on this guy? I know you're pretty excited.
Yeah, he's not another trooper. He's a named character. So this is not zombie. This is not night trooper. This is not 501st. This is a named character, which I truly believe. Well, actually, I have no idea what they're doing with Star Wars, honestly. We could never see this guy again, potentially. But I really wanted to believe that he had a great future ahead of him because he was tied to Thrawn. I still think Thrawn has a role to play in Star Wars if they like money, but if they don't and they just want to continue to do stupid stuff, then yeah, we'd probably never see him again. But the whole concept of Thrawn's army, these night troopers and the Night Sisters and all of everything that went into this is so unique because he's the only one with a face, an eerie face. And I loved that ever since I saw his design. When he first turns actually in the show and you see that, it's lifeless and he grunts and he's an undead himself, most likely. But it's not just another trooper for me. It is kind of the linchpin in the Thrawn army. So if you read the books, he's got Palion as his captain or whatever, but this is his captain of his guard. Okay. And I really am excited to see, excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah. Thank you. I also heard if you sneeze and you hold it in, I heard it stops your heart, your heart skips a beat. Is that true? I don't know.
I've never tried that.
Someone told me that and it scared me because I was like, I keep all my sneezes in. But anyway, I do think this is once again a banger from the Ahsoka line. There are no misses in the Ahsoka line, and I can't wait to have this one. Mainly because I got the Death Trooper, I got the Night Trooper, I got Thrawn. We're ready, baby. These bad boys pop. It's cool.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool too. It's not going to be for me, but I do think it's pretty cool. I like the design of it, and it looks great with Thrawn, as you can see here. So Thrawn, just the tailoring, dude, the tailoring, but everything else about it, it's good. You just got to find a pose to pose around it, Kiko. That's all you got to do. But Natalie, what do you think? Just another trooper with Captain Enoch here, or something more?
So I think first, well, am I on? Oh no, not
that's
me.
A cool shot, by the way.
So first, I think, to answer Kiko's question about the sneezing and your heart. Your heart does not stop or skip a beat when you sneeze. However, you have your blood pressure actually raises just a little bit, or your blood flow constricts just a little bit during your sneeze. So if you have a heart condition, that's why they say it'll make your heart skip a beat, because if you have a heart condition, just the smallest amount of blood flow change to that can cause a heart attack. So that's why there's this old adage that it'll make your heart skip a beat.
Okay. So if I hold it in, my heart is not stopping.
No, you're young, you're a healthy guy. Your blood pressure your blood pressure might increase a little bit, but it's literally a temporary reduction in blood flow.
I cannot wait to share that with the person that is a liar. So
please tell them immediately.
And the only reason I know this is because I have to take certain CEs every year for my clinical pharmacology. All right, so back to the real important thing at hand, Captain Enoch, right? So is he another trooper or something more? Obviously, look at him. Come on. This is not, don't make me break out some boring ass trooper, right? That guy down there, who is he? Nobody. He's a nobody. Captain Enoch, he's named. Look at him. He's so cool. I love the Japanese style. That is the broken yet built back together chromium, the gold pieces that make it so unique. This has got to be my favorite. This one and the undead troopers that have the gold cracking. It's got to be my favorite trooper, probably just because of the background of what makes that culturally anyway, what makes that so unique. I think these are God, these are all unpopular opinions. Like if this was a post, I'd be downvoted to hell right now because they're not the traditional, like normal troopers that everybody loves. I love them, but I also really love the concept of the Dathomir, like the Dathomir planet, the Dathomir undead. I mean, everybody knows how much I love.
Yeah, you're playing Fallen
Massage
Order, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm playing that right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just played Fallen Order. I finished that. But Asajj Ventress is one of the Night Sisters, right? So anyway, that whole theme, everything about it, I really love it. So I didn't get this. And I think there was a part of me that didn't even, first of all, I didn't even know that's where this was going at the time it came out. It's not until I started like really playing this game and like digging into this. And like the more I'm on this show, the more you guys challenge me to like know about the different things that come out. I'm like, who is this trooper? I'll look it up. And I'm like, oh crap, this guy is from Dathomir. Like I love this guy. Just because of like who he is. So anyway, I think if you're a fan of Star Wars and you really have like a deep rooted understanding of like the lore and like where each of these guys is placed in the lore of Star Wars, then gosh, there's no reason why you would not absolutely love this trooper. He's unique. You're never going to see him again. And I think that's part of what some people like to collect. But then on the flip side of that coin, like me, I only really have either the things I absolutely love or the things that are like so iconic that I would kick myself for not having. So this is going to appeal. Look at that. Look at those three right there are just chef's kiss. But
it looks pretty cool.
Either you're going to kick yourself for not having these because you're obsessed with the lore, or you have no desire for the lore whatsoever. And you're like, I stick to the tried and true. So I think there's going to be a very small run. They probably made a couple hundred of these, if that. So if you got it, you're probably gonna have a grail in a few years. But if you didn't get it, you're probably fine with that too.
Maybe. I will say the photographer cooked with these photos. Like these, I think, are pretty good. I don't know how Kiko feels. He's the professional. But looking at these blogger photos, I think these are actually some of the better ones I've seen in a while. Like these do a pretty good job of making the figure look pretty damn cool.
That one where he's like,
if all troopers had like a little face mask like that instead of the weird alienatic type of look. Like imagine that this is what troopers look like.
One more.
Yeah.
One more.
Look at that.
That one's cold. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah, exactly. There's some cool photos in this group here. So I'm excited for people getting this figure. It's just not for me. I mean, I have Thrawn, but I feel like that's all I needed from that sort of group. I don't feel like I need Enoch, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Guys, we are going to wrap it there. We're right at 7 o'clock pretty much. So I appreciate you joining us. It's been a fun show. Kiko, thank you so much for joining me as always. Of course, I'm going to see you in 2 days when we do our InArt live interview. But in the meantime, is there anything else coming up on the channel that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so starting today, we are trying to do 2 videos a week, essentially. Basically, and all that to say is a new show I'm trying out just to see how it works. Real quick, rapid fire, just kind of what happened in the week of collecting, 6-scale collecting. And we tried that this morning, and most people seem to like that. So that'll be every Friday morning, just like start your morning right, that type of thing. And it's a good lead in to kind of the things we talk about today. So it's like the shot you take beforehand, and we're the chaser once we get here. So that's on Fridays, and then most likely I'm going to be still trying to put out our topic video, on Mondays. That's what we're going for. So I'm enjoying this new season. So hopefully everyone else is too. And thank you all for the support, despite me being me sometimes. And I'll get to see you again on Sunday. So we're excited.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be a fun time. We got some good questions. And of course, we're going to get the community involved with some questions as well. So it's going to be a good time. But yeah, dude, check out Kiko Collects, guys. That video, I really enjoyed it, Kiko. I watched it at work today. It was really entertaining and enjoyable. And yeah, I like the new format. And I like the whole consistency and schedule. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be cool. More Kiko is always a good thing for everyone involved. So I think it's going to be fun. But Natalie, thank you so much for joining as always as well. Amazing job as always. And yeah, is there anything you want to share with the community about your electrical skills or your new handiness or anything like that you want to share with everyone?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about the state that is known best for its smallest drinks. Do you know about them?
Is there a punchline coming? I feel like there is.
It's Minnesota.
A mini soda.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's why you got to have some Arby's with that mini soda.
I'm never gonna forget the Arby's thing, but
that
yeah,
took me a sec. That took me a sec to think about. It almost went over my head for a second, but I got it. I got it.
Yeah,
wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You're evolving each show with a better joke.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, my goal is every time it's going to be a little bit better. By the end, it's not even going to be dad jokes. It's going to be granddad jokes because I'm going to be so good.
Granddad jokes. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that wraps it for us. I think that was a great note to end on. I think that was a pretty solid joke. I think we did a good job. Again, InArt Review, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be live on this channel. Kiko and I are going to be here. It's going to be a good time. And the Joker review should be going live soon, probably early next week, like I mentioned. InArt 4-pack, it will be live soon. And beyond that, I may do a Wukong preview if people want to see it, but if not, we'll be fine, I think. But I did post a link for you guys if you want the discount. Just follow the link on my community tab or on my Instagram. It's up there, so you can check that out there.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to do the outro?
Bye. See you later. Bye.
Thank you for watching another episode of Lights Camera Collect. Please make sure to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And of course, check out my amazing co-host channel, Kiko Collects, linked in the description below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.